Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm MTG Joe. Today we're going to be playing another rotation proof deck. The standard 2020 event, as they're calling it, is starting tomorrow on MTG Arena. So these are decks containing cards only from Ravnica Ford. So the series is looking to do the same. We've put out well over 20 decks now. So just kind of exploring some fun mechanics that are certain decks that I like to play and just give you an idea of what you can do with some of your cards that you might have at this point. So this deck here is another take on Black-White Control. We've played a couple versions of Black-White Control from Rotation Proof, whether it was the life gain control or just pure control. This particular instance of the deck, it's more around the Exile effect. So how this kind of came to be is I kept losing to Kethis combo, and I was like, I'm going to play Leyline so they can't get stuff from their graveyard. And then I kind of played around with this, made like a meme deck, and I won 4 to 5 games yesterday with it. So I thought, you know what, let me take a look, let me refine some of these numbers, see how it looks. But basically with this deck, what we're trying to do is control the board through a number of removal spells, whether it be stuff like Legion's End or Despark that can target permanents. These all exile, Prison Realm exiles until it leaves the battlefield, Nixilis, Cruelty, Carnarium, exile. So all these kind of effects exile the opponent's creature spells or creatures. You're trying to win through either a Kaya ultimate then. Basically counts the number of cards the opponent owns from exile, deals that much damage, and you gain that much life. And then either that or through Liliana, just kind of make zombies, Ugin, make tokens, Bell-Haunt beats, or you can actually sometimes mill them out with the Ashiok. So the rest of the deck, you have Mortify, Othakaya's removal spells. Ashiok has the added benefit of turning off Scape Shift decks as well as all the Golos decks going around. It can exile cards from the opponent's library. So it's another way to kind of attack them on that axis there. So we do have 3 ley lines when they comes in our opening hand. Basically, it's a replacement effect. Instead of cards going to their graveyard, they get exiled. That also shuts off opponents' death triggers. Bell-Haunts is a way for them to discard cards from their hands and give us life. It's also a 3/4 body. Kaya's Wrath is a board wipe. And then the one thing with this deck is we don't have Karn, we don't have ways to really draw cards. So Bolas' Citadel is a way I'm going to try that out. It also has the benefit, we have a lot of incidental life gain, whether Kaya, Othakaya, Basilica Bell-Haunt, so we can use that life as a resource. Mana base, pretty standard. You got your duels, Godless, and Temple. I'm playing 1 Scoured Barrens just as a life gain land, and then a couple Interplanar Beacons. We have 3, 6, 10 Planeswalkers, so it smooths out the mana conditions for them, as well as gains us incidental life. Sideboard wise, Duress versus Control, Devout Decree versus mainly vampires with black or red stuff. Also can get rid of Big Chandra. Dreadhorde invasions against slower decks when I want to have a threat. We don't really have creatures main board except the Bell-Haunt, so the opponent might switch their removal. Noxious Grasp, green and white. Elder Spell versus like the Esper control decks. Despark versus the big stuff, mainly Nissa. A Second Cry when we need it for its creature matchups. Sorin is a way that we can recycle our Basilica Bell-Haunts. Also against like Planeswalker decks, you could ping them with it. And it also gains us lifelink. And Doom Whisper is... So normally in these decks, I'd always put a Lyra in the sideboard. It's a way to close out the game quickly as a creature, because they usually will take out the removal. I don't know if Doom Whisper is good enough. The other considerations were like Bontu, Sarah for the scales, stuff like that. I want to try it out. We'll see if it's something we want or if we just want more Planeswalkers in there. So that's pretty much the deck. I will run it through some ranked matchups and we will see how it goes. We did get up to Platinum thanks to Golos Field, which I'll stream later. But overall, it was a fun deck last night. I needed something to relax with and beat up on Kethis combo. Where did it go? There we go. I don't know why it keeps like putting them in random spots. So thanks for all the support so far. We did hit 1,000 subs on YouTube, which was great. I greatly appreciate the support over the last 9 months. Really, the channel's kind of exploded in that sense. As promised, I will be doing a giveaway. I think I'll probably just wait up to Throne of Eldraine because there'll be some sweet cards coming out there, so we'll do something from that set. So stay tuned for the giveaway. I'll make an announcement on the channel. Other than that, as always, you can catch my stuff live on Twitch. Well, I'll keep this hand. Thanks, Nuada. Thanks, Quantum. It's weird. It's not showing how many viewers there are right now on Twitch. So this is going to be maybe white aggro. I'll keep the Prison Realm. Can get rid of like a Gideon or something. How you folks doing this weekend? Okay, blue-white flyers. So Kaya's Wrath will be good. Just gonna slow him down here. So they got one Spectral Sailor, Rally of the Wings, and a lot of lands. We got Loyal Pegasus. So Pegasus can attack on its own. So I think we just do that. Not too bad. Had to do some help some family move, so nice to sit down. Just carrying couches and everything today. So the opponent's hand's pretty slow. They have Sarah, Sephara, but no way to cast it right now. So I think we just go Bell-Haunt. Thanks, John. We got up, I think, like 10 or 11 subs this morning, which was awesome. Okay, so they drew another Sailor, so they can attack him for a bit here. I'm just gonna... do we Kaya's Wrath here? I think we probably just get them to commit one more creature to the board. If they don't, then we can also just turn it off with Nixilis' Cruelty. Okay, so they're not drawing a card here. We'll take a hit, but I think we're okay. So here, they'll attack in. Okay, perfect. Oh, we need to do this now, because then they're going to Sephara for 1. Okay, so not the best. Otherwise they would have got Sephara down, and then the Kaya's Wrath's not going to do as much. Ooh, Liliana's good as well. Follow up Liliana afterwards. So we haven't got any of our Exile effects here, but this is one of the matchups we're happy to see. We get Carnarium post board, sweep up all these little dorks. And then just the... Start's pretty sweet. Liliana next turn, and should be able to close out the game. Cool. Opponent just gave up. And the nice thing too, they didn't really see our win condition. So in this matchup, probably want the Noxious Grasps. Cry. Do I want Sorin? Probably not for Sorin. Doom Whisperer is a good blocker here, and probably another Despark. In this matchup, Leyline doesn't do much, so they're not really interacting with their graveyard. Probably cut a couple of Ashioks. I might bring in Duress instead of the Ashioks. Because Devout Decree doesn't hit those colors. A couple Duresses are fine. Because I don't really want Dreadhorde, they're an aggro deck. Do I want Bolas' Citadel? Probably not. Cut the curve down a bit. Everything else is good. Kaya's really good because it could pick off a lot of those small things. I'm excited for Throne. I want to play some Brawl where we can actually build our own decks. Double Temple, but it's fine because I have Carnarium. That'll sweep up the early things. Royal Pegasus can't attack on one anyways. I'm going to keep the Beacon only because it guarantees an untapped land. Because I want to have Carnarium open. Winged Words. Dreadhorde I have in matchups. So say like against Esper or Slore matchups where they're not threatening our life total. It's early creature, so kind of similar to like how some decks would play like Legion War Boss. You can play it out and then get some value off it. Just attack into the opponent. So I'm going to Oathakaya here. Okay, so they have Quench, that's fine. Let them get their counters out of the way here. Got the Sailor. What I was struggling with in these colors right now is there's not a lot of great options for like post-board, like aggressive creatures. So I'm doing this in case they had another counter. Because it also turns this off from being able to attack us. The other, I was thinking of Knight of the Even Legion, but that dies to our own effects. So here, I think we go Kaya and just exile the Legion. Or the Healer Hawk. Yeah. Opponent can't beat. Like, this deck is really good against the Blue-White Flyers deck. Cool. Want to know, quick one. Get some XP. So, like, the event that I was mentioning is this one here. It doesn't really show well. It's the 2020 event, so it's all cards from Ravnica Forward, so all these rotation-proof decks can be played in that format. So it'll be interesting. We can play against like non-Kethis combo. I really want to play that or Scape Shift. Like, these are the decks where if you get turn 0 Leyline, the deck just folds, it can't actually win. So opponents on the play. What we probably suck against is like Esper control. Sure. We don't know what we're playing yet. So it's not... Okay. So run it back. In the dark, we don't know what we're playing against. Seems a little silly on the opponent's side. If they're going to concede anyways, they might as well have seen, like, at least us play some lands, right? Because they... Oh. Cool. Our deck is that scary that opponents concede after looking at one mulligan. Okay, I'll take the free wins. I broke the meta. This deck just auto-concedes your opponent. Yeah. This can deal with a Planeswalker for against control, for against creatures, and it's a solid hand. Did you folks play any of the Brawl events so far? If so, which one was your favorite deck? Turn late on that. Keep Ugin. The Esper one I like the most. That one just felt broken. Oh shit, it's Kethis combo. You're dead, buddy. You are dead. Yeah, like some people said the Bant one was really strong. Like I know the commander was good, but personally I found that like it wasn't the best in terms of like early ramp or like removal. How quick do they auto concede when we have Leyline? And post board, do we just aggressively mulligan to Leylines? This is like modern now. Okay, so I play Diligent Excavator. That can be a target for Othakaya. You know what? They're not gonna beat. Now let's go to. No. So they play Kethis, they can play Fibbles. They also have like nothing in their graveyard. So Leyline following it up with an Othakaya. Oh, I guess Ruinous Blast does technically. Let's just see if they concede. I came here to not lose to Kethis combo. We are not losing to Kethis combo. So no future. Oh, this isn't Exile. What's our... so it's fine. They only had the 2. So we were...
Let us have a storied battle worth retelling.
Okay, so they did do that.
Should be discarded.
They can do it next turn, but we'll exile these. They can Ruinous Blast, but we might have been able to set them back enough. Got a little greedy. It wasn't the turn 0 Leyline.
I think you will find my
Got Orzhov. So here, let's just get a Bell-Haunt down. Start dealing some damage. You know, I probably should have Othakai'd this.
Seek and find.
Want to land so we can start going. They Kethis. They didn't. They put Excavator in the yard, so this will become a copy of Excavator. Try to get rid of as much as possible. They have 4 cards in exile. Double Othakaya. worth
learned
noting
little here.
for the... Want to land here. Client's a little leggy. So they can double Oathakaya this Bell-Haunt if they want. They're half their deck through already. So they did get Kethis. They can cast the fairy. They can get the... That's pretty good. I get that back.
Every story is an opportunity for new data. I know I noted this somewhere.
I think we got a little cocky on that one. Okay, so they hit the excavator, and they have the second one, so we need to get a land this turn. And we did. So I'm leading with Ugin because they can Oathakaya it.
When you understand reality, you understand yourself.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do this. They can get it back with Tamio, which is a little bad.
Do not include you.
And they have the excavator as well. We might actually lose this one. We got too cocky. Get Kethis back.
Let me aid your research.
Okay. I will take that.
I can get rid of anything, living or dead.
So here, I'm gonna get rid of Kethis and the Mox Amber.
You beat me? I'm gonna make myself scarce.
And then get rid of the excavator here. The Mox Ambers is what lets them generate a bunch of mana and get the mill going. So if we can just like specifically target their library, we might be able to keep things under control. Got both.
You must feel pretty smart right now.
Okay, just double Oath.
You beat me
It's
this
fine.
time.
Got 2 cards out of their hand.
Well
Liliana will survive as well.
The storied
Tef
past
back.
holds our future.
If I were you, I'd just good, mindless me.
Get a Liliana should be able to put a good amount of pressure. $18 cards left. What have we exiled so far?
To the library.
So they're still digging for Kethis. Oh, they also have Tashar, so it's worth noting.
You show remorse. I'll show respect. There was nothing.
Okay, so they bounce that.
Your boldness is
Just play that out.
good.
Last
Help
turn.
is easy to find in war.
So Bolas' Citadel would be nice here. Gives us some card advantage. Even like another Leyline, Ashiok could be good. We got a lot of live draws. I don't know if it's the client that's slow. 8 cards left.
This might be a bad idea.
And we are not helping our cause.
It's only a matter of time.
Just hold the land.
Effective.
Seek and find.
Okay, so they hit Kethis and they hit the second Opal. See if they have enough, or if they have Jace. Most of them run one Jace main board. It's generally how I lose when I play Nexus decks. But we'll see how they're going to try to pull this.
Stand by and watch.
They have to Shar. They can float the mana. Bring it back. Oh, they could infinitely mill us now. Okay. I'll show you how they run the combo. Also, because it slows down their clock.
Trust me, I have a plan.
So basically what it does is the Amber comes down, and then when they cast a historic card, they mill us. And then this triggers and they get another one back. And then they could kind of loop it through. Ashiok. So it's 8 mills, and they get the charm back. Kind of annoying. We had a lot of cards that we could have drawn into. And this was something I was a little concerned with, just not being able to
I'm gonna make myself.
draw our actual, like with us not having blue. It's a little bit harder to get the card draw. So they'll go from there. Yeah, I shouldn't have bottomed the Ashiok. I thought Leyline functioned like Rest in Peace, where it exiled their graveyards. I didn't realize it was only post. Most of the time when I see Leyline, it gets cast for free on 0. You don't see hard cast that often. But Ashiok would have meant we won. We would have been able to exile their graveyards. Alright, 19. We're pretty much done here. Yeah. Don't get cocky. I gave him the GG too early. And once you give him the early GG. So Devout Decree in this matchup. Carnarium doesn't do much. You can do Noxious Grasp. And Elder Spell. Coming out, Citadel's kind of gas. Mortify could come out. Cry could come out. 3 cards to cut. Probably Basilica Bell-Haunt. Despark gets rid of Tamiyo into Shar. Kind of narrow. I'd rather have these that get rid of everything. Ashiok's good. Othakaya, we can cut down 1. Ugin's good, Liliana's good. Run it back like that. Yeah, Mill's pretty fun actually. I like the Simic one where you basically just play a bunch of fog effects and then mill them with Psychic Corrosion. And then get Tamiyo and Ashiok to keep digging. And the deck's pretty budget too. For those who just joined, we are playing a rotation-proof black-white Exile deck. I'm gonna keep this hand. Any hand that I can play Ashiok early and Kaya. We'll likely draw into another land, so I'm fine bottoming there. Yeah, especially against slower decks. Like, you have a hard time against, like, mono red aggro or something like that. Yeah, especially Tamiyo, because you can't discard, so Thought Erasure and all those effects do nothing. Okay, so there's Fibbles. Let's go... I think we just pass. If they play Teferi, that'll just get shuffled with any of these. Comes the target of a spell. Okay, so Diligent Excavator. That's fine. We'll take the damage here. So if they cast Veil, then I'm okay here because it gets it out of their hand. Okay, we got a backup Kaya. And now just start picking apart their graveyard. Fibblethip only attacks for 1, so they're somewhat committed to putting more to the board, at which point I can also Ashiok to exile, hopefully draw a land for Kaya's Wrath. We are a little weak to a resolve Planeswalker like Tamiyo. Orzhov. Keep it on top.
Try that again. I dare you.
So because we got the second one, I'm happier to kind of run these out. If they're going to be distracted attacking these, it might give us enough of a queue. Opponent's playing very slow.
Wonder what you fear most.
Okay, so they go Veil. Gives us something to exile anyways.
From here on out.
So they'll probably attack into Ashiok. Right now we can only do 4 damage. This also keeps the Lazov from transforming into like Diligent Excavator. Our mana base is a little awkward. We can't Oathakaya even after drawing another land. Or Kaya's Wrath, sorry.
Let's slow this down. I've got it.
Interesting. They didn't even float it for mana. They have Excavator. What you got, opponent? Okay, so... we're gonna do this. Eat that, gain some life.
Just you wait.
So we got the Jace out of the way too. So they can't self-will with the Jace. I think they only play one.
Let's try this.
And if they attack in now, they'll start losing some life. Okay, so they're hitting our lands.
Remember, your nightmares remain.
We are not drawing lines this game.
Welcome to I leave you with
This is quite frustrating. I don't even want the Leyline, I just want the I just want a land so I can actually play this. Because the problem is we're 2 lands off. Like Bell-Haunt and Kaya's Wrath can't be cast. For like a match, we should have this match.
my victory was but a dream.
Oh, we could hit him for 13. We can exile one more card from the library. Kaya -5, hit him for 13. Or deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards that player owns in exile. So 13. So we're 1 off. Hey, Devout Decree. Exile target creature that is black or red. Exile Kethis. It's a land. They have 14? They have 14. 14 you?
Feel the pain of
Got him?
every outcast thing.
That's all we needed. We didn't even need the land. 3 lands, we beat them. So they have the Jace. Do we want a way to deal with Jace? Probably not. I think we just run it back. I might do Sorin instead of the Bell-Haunt. Yeah, that's so when Esper first came out, that's how they would win the games. Because Teferi loop took too long. So they'd play one of Kaya just to exile opponent's graveyard. So because it could gain you life in the early game, and then they just shoot the opponent down. So if they take any like incremental damage from shock lands or anything like that, you just kind of hit them like that. So actually, Devout Decree was the perfect card for us to draw at that point. It basically was the one shot we needed there. Leyline on 0. I just got tired of losing to this deck. Sure. Elder Spell will be good. Like, I could get really aggressive and just try mulling to Leyline, but the problem is they can still play creatures. Probably play Ugin. So they got Fibbles. Not as concerned with Fibbles. It's only 1 damage right now. Ugh. These are all the lands from last game. They hit us for 1. They have Kethis to Fairy.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. I'll protect you.
Oh, that's actually really good, because now they can't attack Kaya. Or not Kaya, Ashiok. So we get a couple more mills. One Kethis and Veil of Summer. Because then I can Oath-Kaya their creature next turn. Or if it's a bigger one. And then I also have Elder Spell if they start playing multiple Planeswalkers. And then I could pump up the Ashiok.
That's more like it.
Ooh, Bolas' Citadel is pretty good too. Bolas' Citadel will let us use all our extra life as card draw. It's fine. Oh, okay. Nah, that's fine. They get an attack in, but they'll lose 3 life. Or 2 life? 2 life. 2 life. Deals 3 damage, lose 2 life. The best play here would be if they drop Tameo, because then I could double Elder Spell. Hey Transgods, how's it going today? Thanks for stopping by. No! Our hand's pretty gassed though, so it'll be interesting to see what they take. Because like Elder Spell is immediately good. I'm doing pretty good. We ran into the matchup we wanted. I've been hurt too many times by Kethis, so I built a deck to exile all their graveyards. I pulled a foil one, but I realized I sold my my Aloros because I want to put in Aloro. Hey Pharmalike, it's afternoon here. Where are you tuning in from?
I've done
Europe or
before.
UK and Brazil? Okay, so we got Sorin.
Taste your neck. You taste my blade.
So I'm gonna do this just so they don't get a bounce this turn,
I'm getting too old for this. The straw.
and then just exile some more from their graveyard. Hey, we hit the Jace. We hit the Jace. Ashiok's not bad. We got Diligent Excavator. I'm probably gonna Elder Spell both these two to put more on Ashiok this turn. That's actually pretty good because it's just more targets for our Ashiok.
You better watch your back from here on.
Don't worry, I got this.
Yeah, we can always Devout Decree if need be. I'm gonna do this to Teferi just in case it doesn't work.
Time for plan B.
Yeah, you can see Elder Spell.
For a drink.
I'm just gonna destroy these two.
Hardly.
And then pop it on that, and then we get 5. So Akaya can basically one-shot them at this point. We'll just pass turn. I'm actually quite impressed. Last game we won off 3 lands. This game we're at 4 lands, and we've done a pretty good job of controlling their board. Okay, they got Kethis, but we have a Devout Decree for it. Sure, Transgod. Pop it in, probably what I'd say, you could pop it in here. I'll try to take a look, but I might not be able to respond. If you want, drop it in any of the comments on my YouTube videos, and then I'll take a look, and then I can message you there.
Here we go.
Okay, so let's Devout Decree here. Exile. Want to try to find some lands. Okay, so they have that. I don't want Liliana right now. Oh, I can't do that. And I can't do that, so that shuts me off. Give me a sec, I'll link you to the YouTube. You can, but I think it's easier on YouTube. I have all my stuff there, it's just easier to organize. I don't do as much on Twitch right now. Sorry. They got the Lazov. Okay. So we're hitting some lands finally. Haven't hit any creatures. I'm just gonna go face.
What a mess I've made.
Let's just Devout Decree this. Leyline just shuts off anything. I think I just want the land for Ugin. I think that's the best way that we can. So I can. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Like, Kethis is something I'm worried about still. They got 21 cards in library. Opponent's also at 9 minutes time, so that first game.
I've got it.
I got another Lazov. Cool. I'll take a look right after the stream. Once I get everything uploaded, I'll pass it along, some feedback. Alrighty. Yeah, like this incidental damage. It's default in the best of 3. In best of 1, it does a rope. But it's basically to stop like the Nexus loops. One sec. What do they have in their graveyard right now? They can go off. So I'm gonna do this so they can't bounce.
That lab person is a
I can exile their graveyard. I can kill this. So this is the thing. Get a card out of it. How many cards? 19. Does get rid of another Mox Amber. Let's do this. If you can combo off at this point, you deserve it. Nah, you know what? Getting rid of the Mox is probably the best.
Behold.
One Kethis, couple Veils.
This might be a bad idea.
Yeah, once you start blowing... Oh, okay. Let's see if we get the opponent to concede. If we got that Bolas Citadel down, we would have been laughing with all this life we had. Alright, so despite getting cocky game 1 where we dropped the Leyline on them and then didn't see we had Othakaya, we were able to get him. We actually did pretty well. We ranked up there. So I'm going to wrap this one up. If you tuned in at any part and you want to catch the full video, I'll have it up on YouTube in probably about the next hour or so. Yeah, I just put the click. I'm tired of losing to Kethis. I was playing last night with the Golos field deck, and I went 10-1. The only match I lost was against Kethis, and all 2 games that I played against it, if I got to untap, I would have won. I had like multiple field Nexus of Fate in hand with an active Golos, and they just always managed to combo me off like that turn. and you just sit there for like 15 minutes while they click. But that's pretty much it. I'll have this one up. I'm going to try... I might be able to come back later today for some Golos action. Just need to see about some other stuff around the house. If not, be back later this week. I will have an announcement on the giveaway for the 1,000 subs once I figure that out. But probably going to be some Throne stuff since it's the new set. Thanks for everyone who tuned in live as always. And have a great day, night, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for tuning in.